They start out homeless, and they find homes glowing in bright colors, with comfortable furniture, even classic cars. They are homeless dogs and cats, and they find homes in the paintings of Ron Burns. It begins with a trip to the Humane Society shelter.
Oh, big yard! Here is where you get the true emotions, especially of a shelter dog.
Burns captures those emotions on film and in his mind so he can convey them to canvas. On this day, Burns found Lucy.
The thing that works for me is it's a whole process, and it's like for me, I see it as a circle and a continuum that I come here, I do this, and the whole time I'm here, as hard as it is to see the dogs, I want to believe in my heart that they're all going to be adopted, and then also knowing that what I'm doing is going to raise awareness for the shelters, and we can also raise money for the shelters and donate back. So it's a way of giving back to what you believe in, and I believe in painting the personality and the character of these guys, so it's only fitting to give back to them.
Burns and his wife business partner Buff give back part of the earnings from his work and also much of their time to animal rescue causes. Continuing that giving chain is the Wildmeyer Gallery in Scottsdale, where Burns had his first showing and is still represented.
Whenever you purchase one of Ron's works, the gallery donates 10% to the Animal Humane Society.
And the response to his work?
It's immediate. The response immediate. I mean, his work is so amazingly wonderful that people just respond immediately to it, like it's a smile. It's automatic smile, or it's automatic uplifting type experience for them. So it's just exciting when you see people, they come in there like, oh my gosh, wow, oh yeah, I've seen his work, or he's wonderful, look at those eyes, you know. They always comment about the eyes.
The first thing that I do when I paint a dog or a cat from a shelter is it's their eyes when you're walking down through there. If you look at their eyes, the eyes, I say, are the window to their soul, and you basically capture the whole emotion, personality through those eyes. You want to come in and look at the photos?
Burns is a natural-born artist, but business is second nature to him. He moved to Los Angeles after getting a degree in industrial design and visual communication from Ohio State.
Started a company there that was a marketing corporate communications company at the age of 25, and thought I was a real hot shot 25-year-old, you know, driving around LA in a BMW with a cell phone doing business. And after a number of years of that and being stuck in traffic and dealing with deadlines and earthquakes and riots, I thought it was time to get out.
They got pretty far from LA to beautiful, serene Sedona. Still commuting to Southern California during the week, he began painting to ease the stress of his hectic business life.
The first paintings were these executives that were real big bloated bodies with little tiny pinheads, and making this statement about all the corporate world that I was working in.
He tried painting some other things.
I was looking for subject matter, I mean, something that moved me, and I had known that when I started painting, I definitely wanted to work with bright colors, because, again, coming from the corporate world where I felt like I was really constrained in what types of colors I could use and the statements I could make.
Finally, like the inspiration some artists find in the sunset, he discovered what moved him most: his animal family members.
For me, I got the same emotions and the same feelings from my pets, so I decided, well, I'm going to paint my dog, and that was how I started. I started painting some of our cats and dogs, and actually did a couple art shows about that time, and sold a couple of those paintings. But at that same time, then my wife, Buff, good inspiration for me, reminded me, we really don't want to be selling the pictures of our kids to strangers. And so at that point I decided I need to find a different way to work with animals and continue what I was doing, but not necessarily paint our kids.
While on vacation, he snapped photos of some shelter animals. The paintings he created from those photos all sold in one show. Burns sent some of the proceeds back to that shelter, and the cycle was complete. He now paints homeless dogs and cats in settings he believes they will be adopted into.
The one thing I knew I wanted to do at the beginning of that is always show the dogs and cats on the furniture, because in our home, the dogs and the cats rule, and they basically get to be on the furniture, and it's only a matter of whether they let us on the furniture or not, whether we get to share it with them.
Burns has done some exotics and also does commissions. They've included horses, rabbits, even a tree frog. And he takes the occasional break to recall his childhood days on his grandparents' farm and paints the ever-popular cow.
For me, cows are just a nice release from the day-to-day maybe painting of cats and dogs. And it's been a real blessing for me that every time I paint a cow, there's a waiting list and the cows just keep moving, as I say.
Inspiration for another variation hit Burns as he was walking to an art show in Paris.
As I'm walking through the gardens and seeing this dog, I start to get this idea and this feeling that I want to be able to capture all that in the painting, not just the dog by itself. So I picked up a leaf, made sure I got a map of the particular garden in the areas, had the ticket from the show that we were going to be going to, and basically compiled all those and composed those into the painting.
More of these are planned, but shelter dogs and cats remain the mainstay of his work, and Burns hopes the magic he mixes into his paints means the dream of a home will become a reality for dogs like Lucy.